Hey guys, and thank you, that Italian guy in Japan, for hosting 7 viewers. That's a lot of viewers. Um, Welcome. This channel is about chess and getting better at chess. I give free chess lessons online and then I upload them on YouTube. My name is Japanese Tutor and welcome. So in today's segment, we're just gonna do a little warm up, get our fingers ready for some tactics, for some more chess learning. And somebody just followed. Thank you so much. I think it was Flow.420. I think you just followed. Thank you so much. Amazing. Thank you. And Womitron, lol, raid yourself. Okay, I'll raid myself. Hold on. Here we go. All right. Let's go right into it. We're gonna do some free stuff. Let's go here. I'm gonna put the music a little bit low, but so that you guys can hear just a little bit of it. Whoa, we got another person. Thank you guys so much. Wamitron is following. Amazing. Thank you so much. Oh man, AngryBot is angry. What did you say? Don't worry about it. I will fix that. Thank you, Wamitron, for the raid. Kinda. It's alright. It's all love, right? It's all love. Alright, so let's go right into this. So this is a opening trap that a lot of Scholastic players fall into. And hopefully you guys know the right move. If you know the right move, please let me know. We have another follow from Cortland. Thank you so much. Does anybody know the right move here? And also, in this channel we like to use algebraic notation. Algebraic notation is basically where you can move the pieces. So like, let's say, I'm gonna show it right here. If I say queen to h7, because this is h and 7, so you say the piece's name first and then the square they're gonna land on. So queen is q, k is king, pawn you don't have to say anything, bishop is b, and knight is n because k is already reserved for the king. Okay, and let's see, take your peon to the other so you can take the other thingy to take out the horse. Okay, I'll show you guys the right move. So the right move is actually, so queen d1 is the second best move. Okay, so you almost got it, but actually queen captures f7 because the king cannot take because the bishop is protecting it, right? This is actually called Scholar's Mate, but there's a mate that's actually a little bit faster than this one, and I'll show you that one right now. Yeah, queen d1, I'm sorry. I mean, it was the second best move. What can I do? Oh, and we just hit the Chess Master in Training follow goal. Good job, guys. Thank you so much for following. Alright, so I'm going to give you guys another puzzle, and I'm going to give you like about 3 minutes to solve. Well, not even 3 minutes. Yeah, I'll give you like 30 seconds to solve this one. Alright. Try to solve this. It's black to move and win. So solve this one, guys. Yeah, Cortland is tough here. It's tough. Try to solve this one. So I'll let you know the second best move is a queen f6. Okay, that's the second best move. Try to find the first one. Queen h4. Cortland is right. Queen h4. So imagine. So this is a game that happens a lot in beginner chess where they do not know how to develop. Imagine you're sitting down at the board, right? And white just plays a move. And you play one simple move and then you play another move, right? You shook hands like 10 seconds ago, and then this pops up on your board. It's checkmate. Now, how do you know it's checkmate? Okay, first it has to be, your king has to be in check, right? That's the first rule. But then, can you capture the piece that's attacking you? If no, then you move on. Can you protect? Can you put something in the way of the way they're attacking you? Nothing can move there, so no. And can you run away? Unfortunately, in this case, you cannot run away because all the other spaces are occupied. So that is indeed checkmate. Okay? And if you need an acronym, it's CPR. Capture, protect, or run. Okay. Alright, and we're going to do one more. And this is the one I had online. This is going to be a toughie, okay? This is Bobby Fischer versus Tommy Rashevsky for the U.S. Championship, I think in 1967 or 1969. I think it's 1967. But this is a game that happened here, and you let me know what happened. So takes, knight takes, g6, knight here, bishop g7, bishop e3, bam, bishop c4, you're gonna castle, bishop b3, which is actually the main line. I'll show you another trick after. So knight a5. Okay, and it is white to move here. White to move and get a small advantage. Now this is gonna be really, really tough. If you get this, you get a cookie. Is this the Bobby? No, it's a Bobby Fischer. Bobby Fischer, one of the best American chess players, actually, if not the best American chess player of all time. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But yeah. Does anybody have any moves? R.I.P. A5 with the knight and the horse. Well, yeah, the knight's already on A5, right? So the knight is already on A5. So he moved there to try to get this bishop. This bishop is really strong because it attacks the king, right? It doesn't attack it right now, but indirectly it's putting pressure on it. And a lot of the time, pressure breaks pipes in chess. And also another rule is if you pin it, you win it. This pawn is pinned, so it can never move, right? So that means that this is exposed. So let me take these arrows off the board. So white to move here, white to move and win. You want a castle. Castle, it's an okay move, but you have a more direct move. Think about the moves that the knight left behind, right? Since the knight moved to A5, it left some things hanging, so try to exploit that. I'm just gonna get my charger, and I'll give you guys like another 20 or so seconds. E5 98, yes. So E5 98, correct. E5 98, right? So notice that he cannot play knight g4 because of queen takes, right? He can't play knight here because of knight here, and the same reason he can't play knight here is because knight here. This is impossible to play. So the only options become, oops, the only options become this and this. So if he plays here, then you have g4 winning the knight because all the knight squares are trapped. Okay, so knight e8 is the only option. Correct. And then we have a stunner move. Your brain is melting. I'm sorry to hear that. Get some ice or something. Alright, and I'll give you guys about like 10 to 15 seconds for this move. You have to see the idea. The idea is that something is pinned and you're trapping something. So let's see if you guys can get it. Alright, so the move is now bishop captures f7. So we're gonna go over all variations here. So you're like, I'm just gonna give a bishop, right? So let's see how they take first. If rook takes, we have knight e6, winning the queen, right? The queen cannot move anywhere because the bishop covers here, my knight covers here, and the pawn, if the pawn takes, then we have queen takes. Right, actually this won me my game in my round 5 of high school nationals in 09. That was a really fun tournament. I was the underdog and I went 5-0 from rounds 1 to 5, and I got really cocky, so I lost the last 2. I was like, oh, whatever. But this one won me my last round. Bishop sack, yeah, the bishop sack. So let's go back. So bishop takes, let's say king takes instead. Knight e6. And so if he takes with the king, we actually have checkmate from here. So bam, bam. We're going to play g4. The king has no choice but to take on g4. Then we play rook g1, getting another piece into the action. So bam. Hold that. We always want to get a lot of pieces. So if he goes here, then there's obviously his checkmate at 1. Okay. So if he plays king g4, then we play bishop g5, and on king h5, we have queen d1, rook f3, the only way, and then checkmate. All right. So hopefully this is a beauty. So the game didn't transpire like that, unfortunately. So Samuel Reshevsky was also known, the guy Fischer was playing, was also known as a chess prodigy at that time. So we did get into this line, but he just took with the pawn. He decided just to play it out just like this. He had a great game, but unfortunately, it's just too much material. Yeah, this is just way too much material. Okay. Alright, so we're going to get into the nitty gritty here. We're going to go into the next installment of the Pawn Endgames. If you haven't seen the Pawn Endgames already, I encourage you to check out my YouTube, because I upload all the streams that I do on Twitch onto YouTube, and I section them off, and they're by episode on YouTube. So I will link my YouTube right now. So I just started streaming and YouTubing. So if you have any comments or anything at all, like that can help me out potentially, some constructive criticism, I'm all ears. So I'm gonna just copy and paste that. Okay, great. So let's get into the nitty gritty. So the nitty gritty, I'm going to make a new analysis board, and I'm going to set up the position. So the position, just got to get back on the page that I was on. So the position that I wanted to do, Alright, so let's do this. Never. Okay, great. So I just had to fix my display settings on my iPhone. That's where I'm getting it. The book is on. It's an ebook. All right. So this is from Mark Devavrat's Endgame manual. Okay, and Mark Devavrat, unfortunately, he's no longer with us. So the late Mark Devavrat, he is. This is the Bible. This is the Endgame Bible. If you can read through this and understand everything, you will be able to play the Endgame like a grandmaster, if not a super grandmaster, if you understand this book inside and out. Okay, so he goes into shouldering, and let's go into shouldering. He's gonna give an example here. So there's a section of the chapter Pawn Endgames where you only have pawns and kings. Bam. And it is white to move, and I'm just gonna read from the text. Have a great stream. I'm sorry, I just don't understand a word you're saying. Flo Dot, thank you so much, and I'm sorry you don't understand a word I'm saying. I think I'm still speaking English. So. But thank you for dropping in, and thank you for everything. So hopefully you can come in and I'll explain some stuff. Let's get back into it. Okay, so I'm just gonna read from the text. It's white to move here. So white must inevitably win the pawn on a7. Black can save himself only if he can succeed in locking the white king into the corner with c7. So this is the way the grandmasters played this, right? So king e6, c3. And remember, white's going up. Okay. c3. King d6. Question mark. d4. King c6. King e5. King b7. King d6. King a7. King c7. And then this is a draw. Oops. Right, because the king cannot move, and if the king moves here, it is a stalemate. Okay, so let's see how to win this. So this is the way the grandmasters drew. Okay, imagine that people that play chess for a living made these mistakes. It's okay if we make them as well. It's a part of a learning process. All right. So let's see. The text says, Myzelis demonstrated a win for white by king e6, king c3, king d5 instead. And white's king approaches the a7 pawn while simultaneously shouldering the enemy king, keeping it away from the c7 square. Okay, very nice. Right, so let's say he tries to go here. Now he can never get to that c7 square because we cut him off first. And he is one too late. Alright, so let's go over another example that he has. And it is white to move, excuse me. It is white to move, and I'm just going to read from the text here. White only gets a draw out of a2, king a2, king g2, b3, king f3, king c4, king e4, b4, king e5, king c5. White's king does manage to shoulder the enemy king, but here it's insufficient. Okay. King e6, king b6. Oops, king b6. King d5 takes. Alright, so this is insufficient. So he's saying that there is a better way to proceed, and we're going to learn the better way. So king b1 instead. Wow, taking opposition, right? Opposition is when you are an odd number away, odd number of squares away from your opponent's king. And if you don't understand opposition, go on the YouTube. It's the link's right there. I think it's going to be the first episode. King g2, king c2, king. Oh, sorry, he played king g2, and then king c2, king f3, king d3. So you play king f3 here, king d3, king f4, king d4. Okay. King f5, king d5, king f6, king d6. He states that instead of, he played king f7, but if king f5, then we play b4. And if king e4, we play b5. And if king d4, b6, and we're in familiar territory because we're going to take this and we're going to promote. Very nice. Okay, so king f7, b4, king e8, king c7, preventing him from coming anywhere close to here, b5, king c6, bam, and he is too late. One square too late. So this is amazing. So you want to shoulder your enemy's king. You want to shoulder your enemy's king, so that they cannot approach their own pawn in a pawn endgame. They cannot approach their pawn to promote. Okay, and this is a really, really important technique. So really try to calculate. Say, hey, do some direct calculation. Like, okay, I'm gonna put the position up on the board. Right, and endgames are all, it's raw calculation. Okay, say, hey, okay, if I go here, 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 right, but you know, you have to do that all in your head. And you know, it's a few moves. There's a couple moves, like 8 moves, but it's gonna be easy because there's no other pieces on the board. So really train yourself. I challenge you to try to figure this out, because this is vital. But the shouldering technique says, hey, it's not how much you think, it's how you think, right? And that's the difference between us and grandmasters. They have the techniques to think clearly and they know what they're looking for. So basically, you want to say, hey, I want to get my king around. So there's a few ways of shouldering and outflanking, and we're going to get into some tragic comedies right now. A tragic comedy is Mark Devavratsky's series, where he takes a grandmaster game, a very famous grandmaster game, and says, hey, he messed up, and it's supposed to be a tragedy for them, but very funny for us because we're looking at people messing up. Okay, so it is Rogers versus Shirov. Alexei Shirov. He's an amazing chess player. There was one game I know that Shirov played that his endgame was like immaculate. He like sacrificed the bishop for nothing. Like he didn't even take a pawn, he just sacrificed the bishop, and that gave the king the opportunity to infiltrate. I'll see if I can pull that up later. Alright, so it is black to move here, and let's see. Black would have drawn, and I'm going to just read from the text. Black would have drawn, but he continued f5. King, if takes, bam. And he said that this is no bueno for him. Wait, so king g3. Yeah. So Shirov decided. So this wasn't the case. Sorry. So bam. So Shirov decided instead to pick up the rook for his h pawn, but he misjudged the pawn ending. King g2, question mark, question mark. King f4 takes. Oh, sorry. He promoted his pawn. So he promoted his pawn, and then he took bam, bam, bam. And then he played king g3. And black resigned. Alright, cool. I guess you have to settle for mediocrity and then I don't know that I could resign in this position, but you know, that's why it's a tragic comedy, you know? It's a tragic comedy for a reason. Could have reached it like that, but okay. Let's do some exercises. So these are points that can illustrate our outflanking, or sorry, our shouldering techniques. Okay, so it is white to move, and let me know when you have this. I am going to put the music up, and as soon as the music goes up, then you can start. About 30 more seconds, guys. All right, welcome back. All right, so does anybody have any answers? Let me know if you have any answers, and as with all exercises, if you do get the answer, just put them right in the chat. If not, I will give you the solution. Again, I'm doing this along with you guys, so there are no answers, so I might be wrong and you might be right. Alright, so I don't see anything in the chat, so I am going to... Okay, so I think the move is king g3, right? So what I calculated was king g3, king c2, and then we're going to play king f2, right? Because the major line is going to be here, and he wants to get here. So let's say he plays, I don't know, king d3, you know, and then we play king e1 to come around. Alright, so I'll show you. And I think the other ones don't work. So king f2, and he plays king c3. Now on king c3 I play king e1. Okay, remember, black's gonna win this pawn. Black is gonna win this pawn, and I resign to that fact. I don't know. I don't think we can stop him because we're too far, and he can stop our advancements. But we're trying to get the best result from the position that we had. So instead of losing this position, I want to draw this. Right. Okay. Now let's say he plays here. I'm gonna play king d2, and on king here, king c3. The reason is that once he takes the pawn now is going this way, right? So this is gonna be a draw. I take opposition where I'm one square away, not a number of squares, and he cannot convert it. And no matter what he does, bam. Even if he plays like this, right? This is already a draw. When the pawn is in front of the king, it's a draw, and it's not on the 6th rank or the 3rd rank, right? So keep taking opposition, and then we're gonna do the king's tango. We're gonna dance around the pawn. When the king peeks the head out, bam, 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 bam. Very important move. Always stay behind until they peek their head out. Then you go in, check, boom, and we have a draw. Okay. So the technique was, instead of going directly, let's come around. Let's come around and let him take the pawn. But then we're gonna get on this square and draw. So in chess, straight lines aren't the fastest way. So forget about geometry in chess. Okay, no geometry. So when we look at a straight line, we say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? This is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So see that? And we cover more spaces. So a lot of the times you want to look at the different ways, different maneuvers. 2, 3, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And I just made a heart for you guys because love you. Okay, and if anybody has any questions, you can feel more than free. So let's go over why king g4 doesn't work. Because if king g4, I'm just gonna play king c2. Normally, like, I'm just gonna play here, king d3. Let's say I'm gonna play king e5, shoulder, keep shouldering. And unfortunately, we're behind the pawn, right? And what if, oh, we can just get here, but then we're one move too late because we can't get opposition. They get opposition, and instead of us pressing, now we're forced to move side to side. And once we do that, then they can take opposition, and then they can win very easily and get a queen and checkmate us. All right, so the next one, the next puzzle is this. Oh, oops. Set a position. Alright, it is white to move. White to move, and good luck. And this is straight shouldering, okay? I'm gonna give you guys about a minute here. And good luck. Alright, and we have another 30 more seconds, guys. 30 more seconds. Alright, so welcome back. Hopefully you found the answer. But so what happens if king f6? Ooh, I think the move is king f5, but king f6 I think just leads to black winning because of the shouldering concept. I'm gonna get into this position, right? You attack my pawn, bam, right? And I'm always under you, unfortunately, and then I'm gonna go this way. But if you play king f5 first, right, and you're gonna shoulder him, and so you don't go up for the pawn, you come in and you keep following him. Okay, king h5. Now this is a mistake for him because now this is totally winning, right? No matter what he does. Now we're in time, right? Because we're now shouldering him. He can't go here. He can't go straight anymore. Right? Let's say here, bam, and he can't get under me, unfortunately. Oops, sorry. Oops. Okay. It's a very important technique. Shouldering is a very important technique because, bam. Keep following them. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Okay. Now we don't have to follow him so much. Okay. So honestly, you can if you want to. They're both later draws, but I think this is the easiest way. You can also play here, but if king g1 and king e4. Okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I say they're both later draws. This is the easiest. Just keep following him. Say whose house runs house. All right. Alright, so let's go over the next concept. And again, if you guys have any questions, feel more than free to ask me. Alright, so I'm gonna read from the text, so I'm gonna just turn this music down. Maybe I can have it up. Alright. And this section in this chapter is called breakthroughs. A breakthrough occurs when one or more pawns are sacrificed in order to create a pass pawn and promote it. Let's examine a few of the standard structures in which a pawn breakthrough is possible. Alright. This is one of my favorite examples that I give to my kids quite often. Okay. And it is white to move. So he has his way of explaining it. I will explain it in my way. But I'm just going to read from the text and then I'll explain my way of thinking about it. So white to move wins, okay, by b6. C captures b6. a6. B catches a6. c6. Very simple. Black to move only has one way to parry the threatened breakthrough by b6. Both a6 and c6 are bad, so we're gonna go over this. Alright. So, right, both need to stop. They both need to stop b6, but b6, there's a concept called that I coined called completing the square. So no matter how they take, right, you see that this is almost a square, so try to complete the square. Is this completing the square? No, looks like a little Tetris piece. Complete the square, because they have two options, take or take, right? If they take this way, you take and you're gonna queen next move. If they take this way, then you go here and now you're queening in two moves. Easy enough. Okay, so complete the square. CTS, complete the square. b6, yes, Salabi is correct. It's b6. Now in the example, what Mark Devavrat was telling us, and let me just set it back up again. And welcome guys. Yeah, so what Mark Devavrat was telling us was that also for black, b6 is also the saving grace, so it's one way to parry it. And there's one saying in chess is that if your opponent wants to play something, you should play it first. So like, let's say you're in a cramped position and they're trying to play, and you're black and they're trying to play f5 into your position. Sometimes it's best for you just to play f5, for you just to take that space so they can't play there. Okay, so he was saying that b6, and that way, let's say he takes and takes. I mean, I think this is still a draw, but it's not at least it's not a win for white, right? And we take opposition, and this is a draw, right? Because we have opposition, the king cannot go anywhere, he cannot make any progress. Eventually he's going to push his pawn, and we know and we know that once he pushes his pawn, this is not on the third rank where this would be winning. This is on the over here. So unfortunately this is a draw, and do the king's tangle and then go down and lose. Okay. Okay, great. So now let's go to the next example. So I'm just going to read from the text once I set up the next position. Alright, and we just got a follow-up from Midstad. Hopefully I didn't pronounce that incorrectly, but thank you so much for following. Amazing. Thank you guys for so much love and support. Okay, so he says, Mark Devavrat says, let's add one more white pawn to c4. Now the move b6 no longer works. Okay, let's move the a pawn to a4. Okay, great. So in this next example, this is a sort of structure we find in the Ruy Lopez exchange variation. I actually play that variation. Black to move can create a pass pawn by c4. Okay. Monster Hunter Unite, thank you so much. So much for the follow. I'm gonna body everybody at the chess club after this. Oh man, I'm there with you guys. We can play some blitz chess. Alright, so c4, king g3, c5, followed by b4, b5, b4, a5, a4, b4, b3, creating a pass pawn. Formally, the term breakthrough isn't really appropriate here since no pawn sacrifice is involved, but the effect is just the same. We're going to make a pass pawn, and I'm just reading from the text. If it's white to move, hold up, if it's white to move, white can stabilize the situation on the queen side just by playing c4. Alright, so the king's over here, right? Which guarantees him a decisive advantage thanks to the outside pass pawn. And he will create a pass pawn on this side of the board and then come back around and take all these, because if he takes, then this pawn stops all three of these pawns, and if he pushes, then these two pawns stop these two pawns, and this pawn effectively stops two pawns. Very useful information. Okay, so he's going to give us an example from one of the games. This is from USSR 1936. They just gave me an image of Street Fighter, you know, the old Street Fighter, USSR. Oh man. All right. So it's black to move. Black to move. Black's position looks difficult since the enemy king rules the queen side, and I would think that white is winning here on first glance because, you know, he's going to take, and then he's going to take, and then he's just winning. Or maybe he can even take this pawn first and then come back around for that pawn. Waste of time, but whatever. He can't do it. So black's, and I'm again reading from the text, black's position looks difficult since the enemy rules the queen side, but the possibility of a pawn breakthrough changes the evaluation of the position completely. Alright, so h5. We're gonna, okay, let's not do that. h5. King a3. g5. King takes. f5, saying, yo, take whatever pawn you want to take, whatever pawn. King b5, trying to get back there, and f4, saying, yo, either you take me, I'm gonna take you. If you take this way, I'm gonna make a pass pawn this way. Amazing. If g captures f, g captures h, and hello. And this king can stop these three pawns. They gotta work together. So the errors committed in the following examples are quite instructive. So there are some errors in this one. Peko and Havasi in Budapest 1976. And guys, if you have no idea what I'm saying, you can always follow the YouTube. I post everything there, so you can take your time and just look up everything while I do it, so you can do it with me. Let's go here. Bam, bam. This pawn is over here. Lock center. Then he has another pawn here. Yeah, so this is a pretty locked center. And if it were black to move here, it looks like black has a small advantage, honestly, because black can come inside. But it's all locked up, right? So let's see how unstructured this is. So actually, black resigned, never suspecting that. Black resigned here, never suspecting that. I'm sorry, I think it's cut off. That the queenside pawn structure contained the possibility of a breakthrough. Okay, so he plays c4. If b captures c, let's go to the next page. Okay, so he notes that and I'm just gonna put this here. Oops. Sorry about that. Okay, so c4, and he's saying that if d captures c instead, Celebi, my man, thank you so much for following. I appreciate you. Welcome to the Chess Master Squad. If DC, then we play a4, and if b captures a, then we play b3, making one of these passers. Right, one of these is going to be a passer. Okay, if he takes this way, or we make a queen, right? So if b captures, then we play a4. I'm loving all the love. So if a4, then they have c5, just trying to promote their pawn. a3, b captures a, captures c6, a2, bam, bam, and the pawn queen simultaneously, but black has an easy win by once again obtaining a pawn ending. Also, let's say queen here, queen f1, queen g3, queen f4. He has to get into check, right? Because he can't go here, he can't go here, he can't go here. This is this is funny, right? So he has to step into the check. Oh well, let's say he play king h3 instead, right? So protecting the pawn. Queen f3 check. King h2. Queen f2 exclamation point. King h3, queen h4, saying, yo, you can't stay on this line, but now you gotta go to this line, but you can't go here, so you can't protect the pawn. Bam, bam. Queen takes. Very nice, very nice. And if queen f1, then we take on h5. We make this threat happen, and then we can also come over here. Beautiful. This is beautiful chess. All right. The next one I'm gonna give you as an example, to try it by yourself. This is a game by Capablanca and Lasker. Both beautiful players. Capablanca was known as, well, he's a Cuban grandmaster, and he was known as the endgame master. He would outplay you in every endgame. He played like a double fianchetto bishop opening most of the time, which is a modern opening today. Alright, so I'm going to put on some music. It is black to move. Alright, black to move. And yeah, black to move. Try to and I'll give you the evaluation. Emmanuel Lasker lost. this game. Yeah, Manuel Lasker lost this game. But we can learn a lot from his losses. So try to find the drawing technique for Lasker. And I'll give you... give you 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I'm just gonna go get some water real quick. I'll be right back. All right. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. I'm gonna just put the music a little bit lower this time. There we go. All right, so yeah, as they're just mentioned in the comments, and hey, welcome back. Yeah, King E6 says force. This is actually what the drawing technique is, and I'm gonna read from the text. So if King E6, King captures D4, F4, King E4, F5, right? So he played G6. Whatever. But let me just make sure. King of F3. Oh no, sorry. F3 takes G6. H captures G6. F. Boom. Right, and this is a draw. I have this pawn. You can't. And then we have H pawns. So. Okay. This is what he played. This is what Emanuel Lasker actually played. He played King E5 instead, and the easy win was H6. Right, because we're gonna make a pawn breakthrough, but now the king cannot get into the square of the pawn. Right, so now the king has to waste the tempo. Unfortunately. Right, and if he plays, we're moved too late. So unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, he has a FIDE rating. I think 18 something. I unfortunately don't have a FIDE rating, but my USCF rating, you can kind of tell my strength. He's alright. He's pretty strong. He's I think the 1800 range is strong chess club player. But this book caters to mostly everybody over at 1500, but I think everybody can learn from this. Oh no, I'm hefty trash bags. Maybe we can play some Blitz today. This is a pretty chill stream. I just want to get through the breakthroughs, and then we have some time at the end, and we can definitely play. I don't know how good I am in Blitz anymore myself, so let's make a new position. So set a position. Alright, so it's black to move here. And I'm going to read from the text. Oh, also, if you want to know this, it's from Hanning, 1992. Karlov versus Ernest. So this position is drawn. And the line he gives is King D6, King D4, King C6, C5, G5, King E4, GH, GH, King captures C5, King F5, King D6. Right, and this is a draw. We all know this because the H pawn cannot promote because the king is going to be here, and the king cannot. You cannot get the king off of these two squares. Bam, 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 bam. No matter how hard you try. Right, and then this is a stalemate. King has nowhere to go, unfortunately. But let's see what happens in the real game. So in the real game, black played G5 immediately. And then white played G4. Wow. And after a few more unnecessary moves, H captures G, H captures G. H5. Oh wait, sorry. So he played H captures G, H5, F5, H6, F4 check, King F2, G3 check, King G2, King E4, H7, and he resigned. Of course, I mean, we're gonna get a queen. We have another queen in the works if you don't pay attention to it. Yeah, these are always the best, always the best things to do. Like when you can use your practice and win a game with it, you're like, whoa, this actually works. I had a position yesterday when I was playing Blitz after the stream where it was hanging pawns. Remember the floating square rule? I won a game with that, and I was like, oh, I just learned this. So that's always the best. Okay. So we're gonna set up another one. This is a tragic comedy. Unfortunately, we have Lasker versus Amal. Lasker again is a very amazing player. I love the way he plays. The white king is over here. We have 3 pawns. Wow, that's a lot of pawns. And 3 pawns. Okay, great. So black wins easily by F6. And if G5, H6, and he also notes that King D4 is good. This is sufficient enough. That's oh no, sorry. He's saying in this position that king d4 is good enough. Yeah, I was like, what am I looking at? And so f6, and then let's say he plays h6, gh, f4, king d5. H6, a horrible. Okay, so what he played in the game, he played h6. So instead of f6, and I'm just gonna make this a game. Oops. Oh, so unfortunately it is. There we go. That's black to move. Alright, so he played h6. A terrible blunder, allowing the breakthrough f6. Alright, so so the line goes f6, boom, oops, I was mixing the variation, sorry. F6, she captures f4, king d5, g5, fg, yeah, and then bloop, right? But after h6, white actually played f4 and then f6, obviously, and he lost his opportunity, and yeah, f6 and then g5, king d4, and black is totally winning here. Okay, so we're gonna go into another tragicomedy. The nice thing was that I played into the end game, seeing these patterns. It's a nice feeling you have, seeing you're winning with 50 moves before you actually play it. This is actually true. There was, you know what's even, what I like? When somebody falls into opening prep, right? So I was playing the under, I think it was like a few years ago, the under 1800. I live in the United States, so I went to Pennsylvania, and in my, it was a 7-round tournament. No, it was a 6-round tournament, and in my 4th round, we were playing Sicilian Dragon, and then he just played right into my opening prep, and I knew the well, I know at least 17 moves into the Dragon, like just straight theory, and I was able just to destroy him, and he was thinking on his clock for like forever, and then I hit him with a knight b2 sack. Knight captures b2 after the king is castled. All my pieces are on that side. The rook's already on c8, so it's like very easy game to win. So I like when people fall into my opening prep. That's always a great feeling. It's just like, yep, easy win. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna set up another one. Okay, great. And it is black to move once the white king gets here. Okay, so black cannot capitalize on the active position of his king, because let's say if he plays, and I'm just reading from the text, g4, king e1, king c2, king e2, right? And this is a draw, or f4, gf, gf, ef, And he's saying that this is a draw as well. Okay, fair enough. Fair. He thought up an amusing psychological trap, retreating his king instead. Okay, so he played king c4. Oh, sorry, it's king's here. King c2, king b5, king b3, king c6, king b4, king d6, king b5, king d7. This is amusing. King c5, king e6, and king c6, and according to the text, and it worked. White, having no idea what his opponent was up to, naively marched his king deep into the enemy territory. No doubt he was already expecting to win, but now black plays a pawn breakthrough. g4. Oh, oops, there's another pawn here. g4, king c5, f4, ef, h4, gh, g3, fg, e3. That was a lot of pawn sacrifice. That was 3 pawn sacrifices. But you're gonna get a girl, right? So at the end of the day, I think it's worth it. Getting the girl. Alright. And obviously it's gonna win, so let's go into the next one. Alright, so the next one is this. Nakagawa versus Day, Buenos Aires of 1978. He has 4 connected passed pawns, and then black has this. And it is black to move. And it states that this position is drawn. The potential threat of a kingside breakthrough is counterbalanced by black's outside pass pawn. Again, this is the pass pawn over here. But no more than that. Here is how matters should normally develop. King b6, h5, king c6, h6, king b6, e5, fe, fe, king c6, e6, king d6, ef, king e7, king captures b5, king captures f7, and king c4 with a draw. Yeah. So those are how things should normally transpire. But yeah, it didn't go down like that. So let's see what happened. Again, this is a tragic comedy, so something always tragic happens. So let's put more pawns on the board. Alright, so let's see what actually happened. But the game continued. h6, allowing the breakthrough to happen. And now white could have easily won by h5. But obviously he's not going to play that. Instead, he chose g5. F captures g. F captures g. h5. Bam, and it's h5. He plays e5. king d5, and yeah, it's done. Wow. Yeah, outside pass pawns are a thing. Let me see. Next, the king is here. Alright, so here it is white to move. So it's same color bishop endgame where white is up 1, 2. He's up 2 pawns. Okay, so white to move g4 or b6 would have retained an excellent winning chances for white. However, he forgot about the possibility of a pawn breakthrough and obtained the opposite result instead. So he played g3, and my man was like, "Yo, give me a pawn breakthrough." It's very easy, right? Give me a breakthrough. Gh, bishop e5, bishop captures h4, f3, bishop f6, saying, "Hey, you got to get off this line." Bishop h2, bishop captures c3 check, king a4, king e3, f4, king e4, and white resigned. Not only am I gonna win this pawn, but this is promoting. Very nice, very nice. All right. This is off the board, and black to move. Black to move in this position. So I'm just going to read from the text right here. Black has an inferior but defensible endgame. Bebchuk. Oh, and it's sorry. This is by Averbach and Bebchuk. Bebchuk, however, misjudged the pawn ending. This is in Moscow, 1964. So Bebchuk played b5 question mark, rook captures b5, rook captures b5, a captures b cap, and the king captures, and then he played e4, thinking, hey, I'm really solid over here. King c6, e5, fe, no, okay, and g5, hg, f6, so we can see that, yeah, he misjudged it. Wow, that's amazing. So black had the better defense and just playing h5 immediately. And let's go back into that example. That example was actually pretty cool. There's a lot of things going on in that example. Okay, same. Alright, so he played b5. And then rook captures, 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 and yeah. He shouldn't have played b5. Instead, he should have just played h5 from the get-go, weakening this pawn structure, undermining this pawn structure. And I think undermining is a topic we're going to go to earlier. Maybe like h5. Right? F rook c4. Yeah, like whatever he does, it doesn't matter. I mean, we just want to undermine this pawn structure. Whatever, it's a draw. At least he doesn't lose, right? But he decided to lose. He's like, well, and obviously white's gonna say, hey, thank you. Doesn't matter what you play. Oops, oops, oops. And then we're gonna play g5. Bam. What is he gonna play? Takes. Oops. And unfortunately, he is too slow. Okay. So let's go to the next one. And then after this one, we'll do some blitz. We'll do some blitz. So if you do want to play me in blitz, my name is JapaneStutor on chess.com. Okay, and add me as a friend, then we can play. Whoever does want to play. All right. Actually, I'm missing one. I almost skipped one, sorry. Well, this one's super easy. Yeah, it doesn't matter. That one's really, really easy. You guys would solve it, and there's no point. The chess masters in training, we need quality things at all time. Alright, so in this position, white is black to move. Alright, and this is by Wade versus Korchnoi. Victor Korchnoi, Buenos Aires, 1960. So Korchnoi is black. And let's flip the board around. Cool. Ignore the possible pawn breakthrough on the queen side. So what he played was king g5. He played b5. King h5. Oh, wait, sorry. This pawn is on h4. He was already here. I see, okay, so I'm just gonna play like this, and then it's back to move here. Okay, sorry, it was like that. So he played here, b5, king h5, and then he played a5. Hello. And black resigns. In view of, let's say he takes, hello, right? I'm making a queen. So he would have lost after g5 as well. That's what the text is saying, because of b5, g4 check, king e2, king g5, and f3 or h3 would make the king tied to the king side. The only way to ward off white's threat, so let's go back. Alright. The only way to ward off white's threat was by playing b5 yourself. And if a captures b, then b6. Where these two pawns are held by this one pawn. And he would have a draw. Alright. So okay, let's go over this exercise over here. Super simple exercise. And I keep saying simple, but sometimes they're hard. Sometimes they're not as simple as it seems. And this is white to move, and win. So I challenge you, take a few minutes. No, actually I'm gonna be mean. Take 2 minutes. Bye. Yeah, I have 45 seconds left. 45 seconds. Alright, so welcome back. Alright, so quick, it's going to be king f6. King f7 draws, obviously, right? Because after king h7, then you really have nothing to do. And if you try to push, then they push right back. And now you're out of tempo, and it's just a draw. So king f6, making him to come to h7 because you're threatening it, right? And then you play it, so he has to play something. Oh, sorry, not that. So you're threatening this, so he has to protect this. So then you play g4, so that you can come here around. G5, and then if king f7, oh sorry, if he plays f-spam, you obviously don't take. Well, I mean, I guess you can take G. Oh no, don't take that. Oh, so if you take here, this is a trap, right? Boom, draw. All right, so make sure you take the right way. Then you collect the other pawn. Alright, so let's get right into the live chess. I'm going to play some 3-2. So let's make sure that I can just switch appropriately. So let's see. Awesome. So great. So let's get right into the live chess. I'll play 2 games. I'll play two games, and then we'll call it a day, and then Alright, so our opponent is taking his time on move 3. So let's just play b6. Just play d5. Alright, my opponent's playing kind of... I don't know. I don't like the system he's playing. It's cool. Probably gonna try to play c5. Did I get your request? No, but I can check for it. I just got a friend request from Meljestad, so I'll accept that. I haven't received your request. I have never received your request. Okay, so let me just finish playing this guy, and then I'm gonna play d5. Really ask him what he's gonna do. What is he trying to do? I want to just get all my pieces active. Alright, so he's threatening this, so I will take this. His knight takes. His king is kind of weak. I don't know if I want to take. I kind of want to, because he really can't threaten that bishop, right? So he's blunting my bishop. Okay. I have a lot of time to think about this. If I can sacrifice a piece, I would win. Okay, so let's go with that plan. Queen there. No, I don't want to take your piece. Your piece is horrible. want to play here? Yep, this is why I'm losing games, right? Yep. Alright, I lost a piece. It's alright. Let's go for this one, guys. I really want to put my bishop here, or so, because I can't really open this up. Maybe taking with the rook was more accurate. I'm just gonna resign this one. Okay, let's see. No, decline to. I have not received yours, Der. Maybe what is your name? What is your name on chess.com? I'll try to add you. Okay, so I'll add you and then we'll play. Or maybe I can just play custom challenge versus Der Doll. I think that's your name, right? Yeah. We can play a 3-2. Okay, awesome. Good luck. Yeah, that's you. Great. All right, and let's play this. Interesting decision. I really want that light square bishop. Then we can have the 2 bishop advantage. Okay, so I'm gonna take, and his plan is, I guess he wants to take control of this square. So I am going to play like, let's play this. I'll trade later. Okay, let's just castle for now. And now this one's kind of loose. And then I have a d4 push in line, so queen c2, get off with a file. Maybe put a rook here so I can attack. Yeah, this rook should go. Get these rooks active. I see. That's how you play this. Okay. But maybe I don't even want to play here anymore. Maybe. I think I have some pretty good squares on the board. So he wants to try to take here. But my knight's defending it. So I'm just going to play here for now. So the main plan for me is that I want to... Maybe I should try to get rid of some pieces. He is bold. Okay. Sacrificing a pawn. I will take a pawn. I do not mind free pawns. Okay, so let's go back here. I'm assuming, yeah. Some thread on this line. I guess now I don't mind trading. I'm up a pawn. Where's this going? Here, here. Gotta be careful about that. Okay, and I think the pawn endgame might favor me. Undermining his pawns. This knight is in trouble right now. Good game, good game. And with that, I will have to leave the stream. I have some things to do today, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. This will be uploaded on YouTube, and if you guys on YouTube have any questions, let me know. And just keep on chessing. And welcome to the Chess Master Squad. Take care, and I'm going to send you over to somebody else, so just give me 1 second. Let me find somebody else to raid. I do want to build the raiding community in my channel, so let's raid. So everybody get prepared to raid. And great game. Thank you for coming. You guys make it possible, and you guys are amazing. So let's browse. Let's find somebody. Let's find somebody to host. Let's find. All right, so let's raid this guy. He seems cool enough. So let's go do this on my Twitch. Let's go back to my channel. And thank you guys for waiting with me so patiently. I really appreciate that. Alright, so we are going paste. So let's raid. We're gonna raid his channel. Raid. If you guys have any questions, you can whisper me, you can YouTube me. My Twitter is JapaneseTutor. Let me know. Let me know what you guys want to see. And have a great one. Let's raid.